Something, guys? Hello.
What?
Okay, yeah, I hear you. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Test. 1, 2, 3. You good? Am I good? How am I doing?
Yeah. Good,
Yep.
good.
Alright, sweet.
So, hello everyone. So today we have a very interesting topic. So I spent maybe like last year, maybe a little bit more, working in this sphere. The sphere is alternative economy, and I think this is like pretty broad thing, and I think this is very interesting trend right now, and the world is moving in some interesting direction, or maybe not. So that's what I want to find out today. So my first question would be to every one of you: what is alternative economy to you? So how do you understand this? So let's start with me, actually. Yeah. So
Who you are?
yeah. I'm Sergey. I'm from Ukraine, and I was living in San Francisco for 3 years, or in America for 3 years, and I'm kind of trying to find my way in life of how I can apply my skills. So I'm kind of do development and film production and some art, but so how can I apply that skills into doing something good to the world? And so I found this alternative economy, and so how I understand this. So I understand it as a new movement which consists from different other movements like time banking, permaculture, maybe like even like yoga or some educational movements and eco movements. All of this together creates an alternative for a traditional economy which is just based on not only on money but on the concept that we all should be kind of corporation and almost grow. If we don't grow the money income, the money flow, then it's like bad. Something is bad, right? But this is the concept of traditional economy. But in alternative economy, you have different measurements. So this is my understanding. And yeah, let's switch to Keith.
Wow, that's pretty good. So let's see.
Let's introduce.
Oh, hey, my name's Keith. I live in Richmond, California, and I've been working on a time banking project called Timekeeper for 3 years. I'm developing an app to bring time banking to mobile.
Let's talk about projects later, but
Oh,
now
okay.
about your vision of alternative economy. What is it?
Yeah. So, the alternate economy. I think alternate economies have been around for a very long time in different regional areas. There's sticks that were used to measure the capacity of when people were doing work. There's so much about that. And I think one of the interesting aspects is the economy is moving digitally. So now we're able to track and measure how often people help each other or how often people lend each other different types of equipment and tools. And I think we're seeing a lot of different smaller like microservices and economies collaborating together right now.
Cool, thank you.
Hi, I'm Irene. We're working on the projects with Sergey together. I'm originally from Belarus, a small country in the center of Europe, and with a very tricky and interesting economical situation. But that's not the case. When I came to America 3 years ago, I was introduced to a completely new community or organization. I have learned that there is a sustainable community notion here. I haven't never heard of it, and so I'm interested. And as a woman, as an expat woman, I found it very hard to get employed in America with all my skill set. I used to work as a visual effects producer in Ukraine. And so I got interested in how people get things done without money here. It's basically how they connect to each other, how they collaborate on projects without paying money to each other. It was such a discovery for me, so I'm learning and exploring.
Okay, thank you. Next, please, Alex.
Oh, so just my name, opinion on the alternative economy thing, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I'd have to say, as a concept, I really enjoy alternative economy. I don't think it would work on a large scale necessarily, but on the small scale, it works wonderfully. For a particular set of people, mainly creatives and creators in general, and it works very well for me because I don't have a lot of money. You know, I'm kind of a little bit on that lower class line. I got to go off to college, and I, you know, have a minimum wage job. So having this as a way to get other things done that I might want, then it's wonderful for me. And it also serves as a really great way of giving me an excuse to exercise all of my creative passions and get involved in new things, learning new things. Like recently, I've been able to learn a lot about graphic design just in the 2 weeks or so that I've been on Simbi, and I normally wouldn't do a lot about that. And I think it's really good for that, just so you can expand yourself as a person and and expand your professional network possibly, and as somebody who would like to work as a freelancer in the future, it's quite good for me. Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next, please, Sage.
Me next?
Sage. Please.
Okay, so the question was, what is an alternative economy,
To you.
correct?
Yeah.
For you personally.
What does it mean to you?
For me personally, I mean, like, as a working or poverty class individual who is, you know, has some disabilities, it's incredibly important to me because I need resource redistribution and skill sharing, right? So if I can get on, say, Simbi, and have someone make me a schedule or make me a meal plan, that's very, very helpful to me because I don't have the resources emotionally or energy-wise or however you want to put it to do that all of the time. And I think from what I've seen, there are a lot of other people with disabilities on Simbi in particular, and I think that's great because we obviously we have different needs than other people. So that's crucial to recognize to me. But another thing that's crucial, especially with regards to Simbi, is it's about the question, how do we commodify our labor or our resources, right? How do we assign value quantifiably to what we're doing or what we're providing? And I mean, with Simbi, they did insight currency. I'm not a huge fan of that because different things are more valuable at different times. But I think Simbi is a good start, along with like things such as Trash Nothing and other gift-based economies. I think we have a long way to go though, because I don't. While alternative economies can help people even within a capitalist structure, you need more than that. You know, like it helps, but you need more.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And then Julia. Julia, do you hear us?
You good, mate?
Hi, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. So yeah. So I see alternative economy as just changing economy types. So we, as Keith brought up, you know, in the past there were certain styles, and this idea is that we're moving into new eras with a new form of economy. And I also do agree with Alex that this is likely to work more on small scale than on large scale. Although when it comes to bartering systems, perhaps, but there is, I really do believe that there is going to be space in the future for cryptocurrency as well. But I don't think it's only for creative people, because I think in the future we might have more creative people. Because come from a background, I know that a person's ability to have creative has a lot to do with creative, and it's often you're controlling situations.
Julia, you are dropping a little bit.
Should we recall everyone? I think it's a good idea.
Look,
It looks like all of them froze.
Yeah, except
Am I still?
No, you're
Oh,
still.
you're
Yeah,
good.
you're here.
You're the only one not frozen.
yeah. So this is like internet. Your internet is good, but everyone else's internet looks like. Julia, please try to rejoin the call. This should help.
Sage, you're also frozen.
Or not?
On video. I don't know if we can hear you or not.
Sage, if you can hear us, please rejoin the call.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely hear you. And the video being frozen isn't a huge deal to me.
All right. Okay.
So,
Cool.
Okay.
Cool
Okay.
with how-
So then,
Yeah, that works.
yeah, Julia will rejoin now, and
Can she start over?
yeah,
Okay, perfect.
sure, it will be a good idea. Cut out.
Did you say you'd like me to rejoin the call? So like.
Yeah, actually,
end the
might be
call
good.
and then-
Might be good idea. Yeah, because your video is
Okay.
frozen.
All right,
So we-
I'll be back in a moment.
Add group members.
No, we have all members, but
Okay.
why Julia? For some reason, Julia. Yeah, Julia.
Julia is here.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes. Were you able to hear everything I said or not?
yeah, it's better to repeat.
Yeah, if you can repeat that, that would be great.
Okay. So, what part do I repeat?
Actually, you can start with introducing yourself.
Yes.
So, pretty much what I was trying to say is that I see it's, human economy is like this idea of shifting to a new phase, a new way of doing things, because, change is inevitable. We're always changing. Everything is dynamic. And I definitely agree that what Alex was saying, which is that, it's likely to work better in small areas, although you can take something like cryptocurrency, which is very likely to work out at some point, probably not totally right now, and that can be applied in more larger scale. But I don't think that this is necessarily only for the creative people. But I am hoping, and I do think that in the future we might have more creative people, because creativity is really just it's a person's creativity. It's nothing to do with how they were born. It's more to do with their special circumstance and what kind of tools they're given, and if they're around a more controlling versus open environment. And I think that the future is likely to look. We all have a positive will and desires as people, and so hopefully we'll be moving toward the better.
Okay, thank you.
Hearing now?
Yeah, everything is good. Yeah. So let's move on.
I just wanted to say something really quick
Okay.
with regards to what Julia had said involving social circumstances. I found that the only jobs I've gotten since I turned 18 have been given to me due to who I know, or another way of looking at it is social capital or social currency. How much social capital do you have? How much pull do you have? How much social currency do you have? I.e., how many people will vouch for you? So I think that's another thing that we need to take into consideration when talking about alternative economies, because we cannot get rid of social capital and social currency no matter what we do, essentially.
Yeah, that's important.
I like this idea of social capital, and I wonder how can social capital be scaled on global level.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need to set certain values for everyone, but we have all the countries and states who have a lot of opinions, right, on certain things. And it's really interesting to work on that.
So yeah, so talking about our projects, I wanted to.
I think more than anything.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So because we have lots of questions, and I just wanted to cover as much as possible in this 1 hour. So let's move on to the next question. Like, so are we as a humanity doing alternative economy? And like, especially I'm interested in your feeling also. What is the percentage of the humanity that is involved right now? So, like, to me, it's still less than a couple percent, maybe even less than 1%. But what do you think? And you can also tell about your personal inputs on your personal projects. So again, let me then finish. So, my projects are. I always try to observe the higher abstraction level, so I'm trying to help not only. So I'm trying to right now I'm working on projects regarding digital nomad and how to help them using alternative economy techniques, and also how to actually engage collaboration overall, not only in alternative economy sphere, but overall in different projects globally. This is my thing. So how about you, Keith?
Yeah, I think it's pretty important that when it comes to an alternative economy, that we're open-minded and we co-collaborate on different projects and ideas, because it's going to take more than just one alternate economy platform to be the game changer. It's going to take different platforms as resource enablers to be able to take care of food, clothing, shelter, a lot of basic necessities, and to, clear the way for that, and also to establish trust. Because one of the things we can't do right now is to take a look at someone and see how much trust that person has, right? As an example, like on Simbi, right? You can see now how helpful this person is that you're dealing with. And that's really important. A lot of the times when we get someone's email address, we might Google it or check out their Facebook, because we're trying to evaluate based on our social networks and also their online reputation if we can trust that person. So trust is very important, and I think that as we build different tools to establish better ways to trust people, that the alternate economy will flourish.
So what is your estimation about the percentage of people involved overall globally?
I think that the percentage is relatively low, but it's on an upward trend and it's always increasing, because every time we have issues like Greece, every time we have these different economic problems, right, or big changes, it also empowers the alternate economy and gives them a stepping stone, or gives them another path to basically pull more people in. Because the alternate economy is about resource distribution, and how we mitigate those resources in order to create abundance for everyone.
So do you want to tell a couple words about your personal project?
No, we can get to that later.
Okay, so then Ira.
My project is connected to digital nomads and alternative economies, because I have been helping myself by establishing my wants and needs, and ultimately establishing what I can offer to people. That was a really huge deal to me, because I could do this project management, but what I can do else, right? Maybe, so I'm teaching Russian right now at Simbi, and I'm just a user and a helper.
Do you feel how many like what is the percentage of people that could be involved right now globally in alternative economy?
Well, I have no statistics, I haven't learned about it, but I guess that if we start talking about it, people can create, as Keith said, they create resources to establish networking in their particular regions.
Okay, so this can change like very soon.
I
right?
think they are doing.
Dramatically.
I heard a lot of startups from Africa doing something like that, being really self-sustainable, and it's very important to know, even though we don't know about something, it's very important to know that there are lots of good stuff happening in the world which we don't know about, and the good stuff may even prevail over the bad stuff. So this is my personal motivation to be a part of community.
Okay, thank you. And Alex, how about you?